It is the pitcher who is squarely in focus for our Bank of America plays of the game, Francisco Liriano. A strikeout rip, as we call it, 9 of them this afternoon.
Yeah, he was in control of everything, if you think about it. Even at the plate, got 2 hits at the plate. Never felt like he was going to get the train off the tracks. He was outstanding for the Pirates.
Yeah, Liriano with a couple of hits today, and this season he had matched his hit total this year from his entire career. Become an okay hitter in his senior statehood. Joakim Soria takes over on the mound, acquired by the Pirates from Detroit, just shy of the deadline back at the end of July, and is working on a stretch of 9 straight scoreless appearances.
Yeah, this is one of those moves that didn't make huge headlines, but will be huge dividends for the Pirates. They have lengthened the depth in their bullpen, and of course another club, as we talked about, added an experienced guy, although not be the closer, but a once closer, a very good closer, now leading into Melanson if they need him.
2 balls and a strike to Starlin Castro, starting things in the home 9th. A little pop for Walker, and 1 away for Soria. Again, the series finale between these 2 teams tomorrow. Jake Arrieta and A.J. Burnett. Arrieta trying to get to 21 wins. He has been brilliant down the stretch for Chicago.
Yeah, he has, and that'll be a huge task for Pittsburgh if their quest of potentially running down the Cardinals continues and they hold on to this game. Beating Arrieta would be a huge jolt to them chasing down the Cardinals with 3 more games they have left head-to-head.
Yeah, they start that 3-game series due the Pirates with St. Louis Monday. St. Louis continues their homestand with the Brewers. Their Saturday night matchup has Jaime Garcia on the mound later on today. And that Brewers-Cardinals game will be on FS1 later on tonight. Jorge Soler with a fly ball, carrying in right. Decker giving it a look, and just shy of the ivy makes the catch. So the last chance for the Cubs today will come in the form of pinch hitter Tommy La Stella. One of Joe Madden's favorite pinch hitting options, though in a low leverage situation here with the bases empty and 2 out. La Stella's been very good in limited duty this year. Strange happenings here this afternoon, right?
Yep.
The Cubs are 1 out away from being shut out at home, yet they're getting ready to celebrate a postseason berth, and one that's almost 24 hours old.
Yeah, and having been in that situation, having happened a few times where you're at home and you're like, all right, we're in, you know, our situation being a lot different. We had been a bunch of years in a row, but for a lot of these players, this has never even been close to a reality.
Little fly ball into the opposite field for Starling Marte. And the Pirates finish their job. They've won 8 in a row and are rolling through the late September schedule with plenty of momentum at a great time. Francisco Liriano's dominant 7 1/3 led the way today. Just enough offense. Jordy Mercer's 3-run home run. The Bucks added another in the 8th. And Pittsburgh's wild card lead over the Cubs grows to 5.5 games. That home field for the 1-game wild card game is getting closer to becoming PNC Park in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and it's going to be closer to affecting the strategy of Joe Madden as well, because I think the reality of chasing down the Pirates at this point is not going to be in your favor, so you can rest guys. You don't have to push them. And I think for the Pirates, the quandary is they're close enough again to potentially chasing the Cardinals down, and they're going to be interested to see how they play it out, as they are guaranteed the home field pretty much if they are in the playoffs for the wild card.
We will return to Chicago to watch a bit of their postseason berth celebration right after a word from your local Fox station.
We are the flashes of greatness that make history. And this year, history will be made on FS1.
What do you get when you combine amazing food with a beautiful river view? You get the River Bottom Chop House in Port Byron, Illinois. Enjoy prime cut steaks anytime or our prime rib special on Wednesdays. Make your reservation today at the River Bottom Chop House, where fine dining meets casual excellence.
At Green Buick GMC, it's all about you. Your best deal, your lowest payment, your lowest price. Get $9,000 off all 2015 GMC Sierra Crew Cabs or $9,000 off all 2015 Sierra SLE Double Cabs. Plus, just announced zero financing for 60 months plus $750 bonus cash. And remember, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. Simply stop by or shop greenbuickgmc.com. You gotta go to Green.
Green, gotta go to Green.
When it's time for you to relax, step right up at the starting line in downtown Davenport. Catch your favorite sports team on one of our 13 big screens. Or just grab a drink, some food, and hang out with your friends. Run with the best, drink with the rest. At the starting line on Brady Street in Davenport.
Summer may be over, but an all-new Sunday Fun Day finally returns. With non-stop season premieres.
Whoa. Even my spine is tingling.
And unbelievable guest stars that'll bust you up.
Get back to work.
Okay. Bob's, The Simpsons, Brooklyn, Family Guy, and The Last Man on Earth.
Bingo.
The Sunday Fun Day season premieres, starting tomorrow at 7:30, 6:30 Central, only on Fox.
Fox Tuesday, big stars.
How you doing?
Huge laughs.
You're a grandpa?
And a whole lot of love.
You know what? I believe you.
John Stamos in the favorite new comedy of the fall, Grandfather.
Look at the job I did on you.
Why are you changing that baby?
Rob Lowe in the season's most original and hilarious sitcom, The Grinder.
We're all a team, fighting for the people, because that's the oath we took.
That's not an oath that anybody takes. Get ready for the wildlife.
The new Fox Tuesday premieres at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Well, the day is kind of wrapping up at Wrigley for most folks that were here as the fans are headed for the local bars, restaurants, and parking lots. But inside, the core of the Cubs team is ready to celebrate, and a young core it is. Anthony Rizzo at 26 is the senior statesman, believe it or not. Starlin Castro, it feels like he's been around forever. Then, of course, rookie phenom Chris Bryant, just 23. Kyle Schwarber called up, making an immediate impact at 22, and Addison Russell's the baby of the bunch. He's only 21, and it is for those reasons and more that these young Cubs, despite the 4-0 shutout that they were handed today, are celebrating this franchise's first postseason appearance since 2008. As a result of the Giants' late loss on the West Coast yesterday, the Cubs iced a spot. The adult beverages are iced down this afternoon, and the Cubs are having some fun here today.
Well, it doesn't matter how many times you've done this. For the guys that do it for the first time, it's an incredible experience, and they've got plenty of time, obviously, for the rest of the season. Most teams do it late. They've got the luxury of doing this a lot earlier than they had ever anticipated, and many thought next year would be the year that this team does this, but it's a great feeling.
We had this discussion earlier, the fact that Joe Madden has gone to the postseason before, 4 times as manager of the Tampa Bay Rays. He ices a postseason spot this year in his first year with the Cubs, with 9 games left on the regular season schedule. And that's the earliest that a Joe Madden postseason team has ever clinched a postseason spot. He did it with 9 games left in his first trip to the playoffs as Rays manager. But if you'll recall, each of those last few Rays teams that he took to the postseason, he had to fight for his life down to, in a couple of cases, the very last day of the schedule.
Yeah, game 163, he had 2 elimination games, really. And I think for his experience and what he'll be able to give this team will be awesome, because John Lester's been through it all. He's experienced the pinnacle But for the majority of this team, their young players are going to be their stars, and their stars are going to be something that they're going to hope will carry them through this postseason. They know they've got one game. They're going to take that one game. They're going to enjoy this moment. You see Ross, who's been through it as well. He's going to allow this moment to live out, and then they got a night game tomorrow. It's lining up great, really, if you think about the Cubs and the expectations and how they've exceeded.
But David Ross is a World Series champ. He's been to the postseason many times, and he's the guy celebrating like he's never been there before.
I know, that's what I'm telling you. It never gets old, you know, and I think the fact that for a lot of these guys, they'll remember this first time. There's nothing guaranteed when you get past this year, as we've seen other teams go through long droughts, with the exception of the Cardinals, who've been there a lot with the class of the National League. The Cubs are trying to get there.
Really interesting that so much momentum is with the Pirates right now. This is a team that's won 8 in a row, and they've got a chance to sweep the Cubs if they can win tomorrow, and then they've got a chance to heads up the Cardinals, the team they're trying to catch. They still have thoughts of a division title, yet it's the Cubs that are celebrating, and as we're at Wrigley Field today, that's the focus, even after the fact that the Cubs were shut out today here at home.
Yeah, and I tell you, the Pirates, this will be a monumental chase down if you think about where they've been. They closed the gap in the first half to 2 games, and now they're right back there again.
And it looks like JP has Anthony Rizzo mid-celebration. JP?
Thank you, guys. Anthony, congratulations. You said at the Cubs Caravan this was going to happen. How gratifying is it that you finally delivered?
Man, what a great group of guys. All led by the top of the organization, Mr. Ricketts, committing to us, Theo and Jet committing to their plan, and us young guys really coming through, and the old guys as well. This is as good as it gets, and we have a great division, and it's going to be a battle.
Anthony, you mentioned coming here in 2012. How much trust was there in you, in this front office, that it was going to happen like this?
You know, they have a track record, and they brought me over, and they believed in me, and they gave me the opportunity, and
all right, as you were saying.
I mean, you can see the celebration. We're a tight-knit group. We knew they had a plan, and you see it coming through now. We have a long way to go. This is just a start for hopefully years to come, but we have a long way to go.
Anthony, 73 wins last year. How have you done it now this year going to the playoffs?
It's unbelievable. It's just us believing. Guys like Edwin Jackson, who's not here anymore, but he was on the 08 Rays when they lost 100 games the year before, and then they go to the World Series. So you just got to believe. We trust our veterans, go out their experience, and we feed off their energy.
Anthony, what has the influence of Joe Madden meant to this team this season?
It's meant everything to us. We're the youngest, probably one of the youngest teams in the league, and we're one of the best teams in the league. And he gives us that confidence every day to go out there. We lost today. He comes in here, salutes us on our season. He also lets us know we have a long way to go.
Anthony, have a great time with your teammates. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, man, guys, this is pretty wet down here.
That's one way to describe it, JP. I can't wait to see who gets to sit next to JP on the plane home to Michigan this afternoon.
He may just drive.
He's going to have some nice family coming back from vacation. And JP drew the straw of having to report live from Club Madden. The home clubhouse here at Wrigley turned into quite the scene as JP got a chance to witness firsthand.
They still have the animals around. Is there a cougar in there somewhere?
I don't know what's down there. Something tells me that we might not want to see everything that's down there because they had the zoo down there earlier this year. Joe hired a magician at one point to do magic tricks down there for the guys, and they are enjoying every bit of this postseason clinch that they earned last night.
Hey, that's one of the most professional interviews I've ever seen. He didn't.
JP is battling down there. I think we might have lost communication with him, among other things. I think that's what the wetness can do, as he reported firsthand that it's very wet in the Cubs' home clubhouse. So a team that's shut out for the first time since they were no-hit by Cole Hamels at the end of July still has plenty of reason to celebrate. And, you know, I think Anthony Rizzo is a great spokesman for the franchise that he is. Nobody's saying that it's over with winning or clinching a postseason spot. He realizes, as the Cubs do, as Joe Madden insists they do, that there's still a lot of work to be done, as JP has wrangled David Ross.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Here with David Ross. David, congratulations. Your manager, Joe Madden, said this is just the first celebration. How much confidence is there in this room that this is just the first one?
A lot of confidence. We've been overcoming, a lot of obstacles this year. Guys are growing up, every day, getting better every day. It's a good group. We're young, but not anymore. We got a full season under our belt. We got guys in the race for a lot of awards. We're a really good team, and it's a fun group. We're glad we're here and able to celebrate, and look forward to the playoffs.
David, you mentioned the youth on this team. You're a world champion. How much fun is it for you to watch these young guys celebrate today?
It's amazing. It really is. You sometimes take these things for granted when you get to celebrate and go into postseason. There's a lot of guys here that work their tails off, had long careers and don't ever get to the playoffs. So it's a special moment for this group, and I love these guys. They're great guys. I'm like the old man of the group. It's fun.
Hey, David, one question for you about John Lester. What does it mean to celebrate this thing with John Lester and have you come here, obviously from Boston, and have a chance to do this with John?
That's really cool. It is. It is. Me and John have celebrated once before and went all the way, so that's what we're hoping for this group.
And last question for you, David. You know what it is to have a connection between a team and a city. You felt it in Boston. Yeah. What is it about Chicago and the Cubs?
I don't know. They love their Cubs, and we love them. It's been a cool experience to see the season go on and how passionate the fans are, how much more they're into the game now than early on in the season. They support us. They cheer for us, good or bad. It's a fun city to be a part of. They take care of us. We're just trying to put on a good show for them night in and night out.
David, last question for you. You are a veteran leader on this team. As you enter the postseason, what is the message you're going to give to your young teammates?
Have fun. Have fun. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. It doesn't come around a whole lot. And if you take yourself too seriously, you're not going to play your best. This is a good, fun group. And the more they can relax, the better it will be. I love you. I love all you guys. Thanks, John.
David, congratulations. As you say, it doesn't come around very often, but winning does follow you around. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, John.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Hey, one last question. Dave, can you pay for my dry cleaning? Can somebody pay for my dry cleaning? Can someone give me a ride home to Michigan? I smell terrible.
That interview had a few pitches in their voices as the cold champagne. They didn't miss a beat. That was, I'll tell you what, that was professional.
Oh, that was fantastic. JP Morosi doing yeoman's duty down there in the celebration, and it looks like he has the ringleader. He's chasing him down amidst the wetness. JP, back down to you.
All right, thanks, guys. Trying to find a drier corner of the clubhouse here with Joe Madden. Joe, congratulations. Your message to this team here was just, this is just the first celebration. How excited are you about the months to come?
Hey, this is a celebration of the year. We didn't win today. Woo! I can't. That's not too cold. It's a celebration of the year, not just today. You got to celebrate 4 more times, get where we want to be. I'm really proud of our guys, the whole organization. I really feel very fortunate to be part of this moment. A lot of these guys have not been through this before, and that's pretty special to me, too. So I wanted them to understand that. A mind one stretch has a difficult time going back to its original form. You got to learn how to win the first time before you can do it again.
And, Joe, for you, a year ago, you were still manager of the Tampa Bay Rays. For you personally, what has this journey been like for you the last 12 months?
It's hard to describe, really. It's just been nonstop. I didn't have an off season last year. Coming into this year, really having to understand a whole new group of people very quickly. It's been a blur, but I have slowed it down. I'm in the moment right now. I feel pretty good about it. This has been a fantastic year coming to work here every day. Our fan support, like I said, the whole organization is really special.
Joe, you're one of the best people in professional sports about, as you just said, staying in the moment. But it seems like you've expertly managed staying in the moment with also appreciating the history of this organization and what a championship would mean. How have you done that so well this year and sent that message to your players?
You know what? I haven't done anything differently. You know, I mean, I've always been asked that question if you were to manage in a bigger market. what would you do differently? And the answer is nothing. I mean, it works everywhere. I think if you stay in the moment, you work on sound fundamentals, and you got a great group of players like this, it works anywhere.
Last question for you, Joe. This whole day, the atmosphere in this clubhouse right now, how can you tell these players have just bought in and they seem to really be enjoying being around each other? How much has that contributed to your success this year?
We normally celebrate wins like this every night, minus the Biscayne and the champagne. So our guys celebrate victory on a daily basis. Again, you got a big part of that is the group coming together. When we come in after winning, everybody's happy and celebrating. It's a bonding effect, I think. So we started at the beginning of the season. We're culminating right now for the regular season. Moving on to the playoffs, we're all really excited about it.
Joe, congratulations on an amazing job managing by you this season.
Thank you, and thank you to all our fans out there. And it's always great to see you too, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joe. Back to you guys upstairs.
JP, terrific job down there under tough circumstances, tough but happy circumstances, as we welcome you back outside the home clubhouse. And a lot of fans have stuck around here, being promised the kind of celebration that they're being treated to currently, despite the 4-0 shutout, despite the fact that the Pirates have a seemingly comfortable lead for that top wild card spot, and that Pittsburgh has won 8 in a row. The Cubs are celebrating the fact that as of last night's Giants loss, they have clinched their first postseason appearance since 2008. And a lot of those that have come late to the party, like the veteran Dan Herron, who you saw a moment ago, the call-up Kyle Schwarber, even somebody like Trevor Cahill, who was late to the party. They're all taking a little ownership in this and enjoying the moment in front of a fan base that has been waiting for this moment for quite a long time. Cubs going to the postseason as a wild card team with still so much to be determined in terms of seeding, where that wild card game will be played. Nobody's safe down there, it would appear. Is that Theo and Jed?
Yeah.
Jed Hoyer, and yeah, that's right. The brain trust, if you will, Theo Epstein and Jed Hoyer, who've really done such a masterful job in executing the plan, putting this together. Two guys who are used to turning things around in terms of running a big league team and reaching the promised land. They did it in Boston, and their stated goal when they got here to Wrigley Field was to do it in Chicago, and it would appear that this has been a great step in that direction. Still work to be done, as Joe Madden told J.P. Morosi and has said throughout these winning ways since the All-Star break. But there's a lot of energy around the Cubs right now, and for such good reason.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun this week to get prepared for that one game they know they're going to get to play. And I think the stress and pressure now will be put on the other two teams to see who comes out and wins the division, and how much really Pittsburgh has to extend themselves. If you think about it, if they get close enough to winning that division, the Cubs are going to relax, enjoy, and prepare and get ready for that one game.
Yeah, they're set for a big game tomorrow night, so there's a little bit more of a turnaround between this early start today and the late game tomorrow, which will give a young, energetic bunch some additional opportunities to celebrate today and then recover before tomorrow night. I don't know that I've ever heard it said by a team in the midst of a celebration, we've got a bad bunch of guys and nobody enjoys being around each other. But what we heard from David Ross, what we heard from Anthony Rizzo, I think is sincere, and I think it's accurate, because it's been said all season long that this is a special young group of players that have kind of come of age together with the right mentors on the active roster, guys like Ross and some older players to show them the way. So they seem to have all the things in place, all the ingredients you need to take that next step. And one of the veterans, of course, who's led the way on the starting staff is a first-year Cub, one that came with a track record, and one that is standing by with J.P. Morosi, who's with John Lester, we understand. J.P., can you hear us up here?
Yes. Thank you, Matt. I'm here with John Lester. John, congratulations. You signed here in the wintertime. Did you imagine this day coming this quickly?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we wanted to come here. You know, that's what. So much for changing. No, I mean, that's what these Sold me on, you know, and I mean, I told him that, you know, I knew there might be some lumps and some bumps along the way, but, you know, it's good that it came a little bit faster than I think everybody thought. So we got a good group of guys that play hard every day, and you know, we're right here in the thick of things, and you know, we'll see where it goes.
John, obviously a lot of reasons for this team's success this year. Joe Madden has been mentioned as one, the young talent another. What do you think are the key reasons why this team went from just 73 wins last year to now the postseason?
Well, I mean, I think like you said, Joe has a lot to do with that, the mindset, the mentality that he gives us. Hold on one second.
Who do we have here?
This is my youngest. This is Walker. But no, I mean, just the mindset that he provides every day, and how he goes about just day to day, and how he makes sure that we're ready to play every day, and we're prepared. And you know, these guys have taken it upon themselves to do that. It's hard to do at a young age, and these guys do it day in and day out.
John, you come here as a free agent, certainly with a lot of hype, a lot of pressure. It's now your baseball home. How gratifying is it for you to have your family here now? This is your baseball home to achieve this much in your first year.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, obviously this isn't the goal, but you know, this is the first step in that, and you know, these fans have waited a long time for a good team, and you know, we're doing that right now, and we're just having fun doing it. So it's been a blast. The city's awesome. The fans are awesome. Playing at Wrigley Field's great. So, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more.
John, you mentioned more goals ahead. You're a two-time world champion. You know what it takes to win the last game of the season. What do you see in this team that tells you it really does have a chance?
I think just the will that this team has to win. We grind out every game. We grind out every inning. And, you know, like I said, I keep harping on it, but they've been doing it all year. These young guys, it's special to see these young guys being able to grind out at bats, grind out pitchers, and you know, grind the day-to-day of being a big leaguer. And it's been a fun process watching these guys grow up before our eyes, and hopefully they can continue that over into the playoffs.
John, you played at such a beautiful cathedral of baseball there in Boston, and now the other here in Chicago. As you've gone along this season, what stood out to you about what makes this such a special town and a special place to play?
Well, I think they're very similar. I mean, they've got a great fan base. You know, this place is packed on a Wednesday afternoon at 12. So, you know, we know that these guys are going to come out. We're just trying to play good baseball for them and put some wins up there. And you know, I've been very, very lucky. I've got to play for two great organizations and two historic organizations and play in two awesome ballparks. So, like I said, I couldn't ask for anything more.
John, back to the postseason. Congratulations to you and your family. Best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
JP, thanks. Thanks for the first person reporting from the happy celebrations. The Cubs are going to the postseason for the first time since 2008. It's time to send it to college football. Rob Stone standing by in our college football studios.
And we welcome you inside our Fox College Football Studios. Rob Stone, Matt Leinart, Dave Wannstedt here with you. Doubleheader on Fox coming your way later today. Top 20 showdown, Utah at Oregon. But coming up next, number 3 TCU and Trevon Boykin hosting Texas Tech. The pregame show coming up after this.